Hi Collective, welcome to my channel Crystal Shadow Work. Hi everyone. So this reading is going to be intended for anybody who comes across it. Okay, it's going to be a healing video or message. Like it's really going to let you guys be able to find ways to let go of trauma and wounds that you might not even realizing that you are carrying, okay? So like I'm going to label this reading like for my haters, okay? And my enemies, my exes, because this reading is very much for you guys too. Because what you may not realize is that, in fact, when I came down with this mission to spread love and light, I also said, please put me in like the battle zone. I was literally like, I want to be put into the battlefield like that, where there's just a lot of trauma, where there's a lot of broken families, and like I just knew this because I told God, Divine Source, that I'm going to heal my enemies. I'm going to flip them. I'm going to teach them how to find love. That I understand that I'm going to have to go through these traumatic situations, and I'm going to be going through a lot because I'm going to go into a family that's broken. I'm going to be involved with relationships where their families are broken, where their families have these traumas, and I'm going to show them all love and light, right? Now, I get like, I've went to Source quite a few times. I'm like, I know I've signed up for this and it's so heavy and I get it, but every time they gave me the faith, the courage, and the strength to keep going on. And even though I couldn't save a lot of you when I was currently with you, because sometimes it's, you have to leave somebody when you learn a lesson because it's time for you to go to your next paradigm. It kind of happens energetically. Once you reach a level, like a confidence level, or you're done repeating cycles, so you're making better choices, you level up. So then you automatically are guided to new circumstances, new individuals come into your life. And what you guys don't realize is that I've always been led and guided where I go, right? And so sometimes, situations, contracts have to, end, and it takes the separation for the other person involved in the contract to learn a lesson. But where I've learned to realize is that, in fact, not everybody's been learning their contract, their other part of their contract. So for those of you that have had involvements, and how I'm relating this message is for my enemies, right? But with this reading, if you're not one of my enemies and you found this reading, pertain it to your life, okay? Because it's kind of the same way for all of us, because we have soul contracts. Not all of them I feel are going to be as challenging as mine, however. I mean, maybe, I don't know. But you see what I mean? If you're not one of my physical enemies, take this and pertain it to your life, okay? So you have these soul contracts, right? Which are called karma. They're contracts from previous lifetimes. So if you endured karma with somebody in a previous lifetime, in this lifetime, you now have a contract that you have to make that right. Okay? So they're going to keep coming back around to you until they've learned their lesson. So if you have somebody from your past that keeps coming back to you, or you keep going back to them, it's because the contract is not fulfilled on both sides. And even though some of you, you learned your part of the contract and you completed it, it may trigger the other person to keep coming back around to you because they're in fact supposed to learn the other part. So maybe if you're not talking to them, maybe some of you have them blocked or whatever, and all they can do is see what's going on. It's like that. It's that pull, Sometimes they need to physically keep seeing you, right? And seeing you level up or moving on, and then something's going to finally trigger for them to learn their lesson. Or, you guys do need to interact, and you need to clear out the karma of some sort, right? I mean, see, with me, like, I knew that I said I was going to heal all of my enemies. So if I have not healed my enemies, in fact, they're not going to be able to forget me, because, I had it so specific. I mean, it could be that way with everything, because it's also your mind really has power. It really, really, really does. So where you put your thoughts That is what you're going to bring into reality. So if you keep thinking about past relationships and stuff, you're constantly giving them energy where it's going to be pulling them in. It's just like, say you get into a new relationship, right? And that new relationship wants to know about your past. So they have you talk about your past relationships and situations. Well, yeah, even though you're opening up, you're being vulnerable, and you're explaining your life path and what you've been through, you're still giving energy to your exes. So whether you're talking about them, they're now feeling the energy because you're talking about them. And especially then if they realize like, oh, she hurt me or whatever, then that causes people to be like, you know what, I'm just, I wonder what she's up to or whatever. Or, you know, like, I'm like, and then when they see that you've moved on and you're happy, then they're projecting, you know, like, oh, I wish their relationship would fail. Then they're creating spells, because that's spell work against people. When you're wishing it, when you're talking about it, thinking about it, now you're creating karma for yourself. And then these bad things start to happen for you. And then you see this person, because since you projected it towards them, and especially if they're in a place where they're protected, because chosen ones are protected. So all the spell work that goes against us goes right back to sender. So when it goes back to sender, it's also like, you get that remembrance a little bit, like, this is happening to me because I wish this upon her. So it makes it even, you have more and more and more. And then you guys are getting more and more karma that you don't, in fact, that it's really just you're projecting it towards these people or these individuals. And the fact that it comes back, and when it comes back, it kind of shows you that that person or whatever, or it's like it'll happen to you, and then you'll see that person who'll be, that's why this happened, they did it to me. No, you are projecting. So what I'm getting at here is it all has to do with wounds. It really does. Everybody's got so much like animosity and hate. Like people have a hard time of letting go of people because they hold on to anger because they don't want to feel the emotions of being hurt. Some people just really don't know how to let go of people. When you have a connection, it's hard to let go of people. It is, because we are supposed to love people, whether it's our friends or our coworkers, right? Or things like that. You have a level of love, of caring, you know? It's just like, you may not think that you do, but say you had a coworker that you didn't think a lot of, but then all of a sudden they get into a tragic accident and they die, right? You feel that. You're just like, oh my gosh, like, I knew that person, you know? Like, even though you might not have said anything, you feel that, right? Because we really are all interconnected. And whether you realize it or not, even if you interact with people and you surround yourself in your environment, we are interacting. They led us to believe, right, that it has to be within the mind, but no, we very much, our souls interact. We're very interconnected. We are. When you're looking at people, you're picking up a piece of their energy. When you're thinking about people, you're doing energy exchanges, feelings, and things like that. And a lot of times it could be you keep drawing that person back in, or if you keep going back in the past and thinking of memories, it does that too. And I know that gets to be a little challenging if you think about it, because you're like, well, I'm always going to think about my past memories and everything. I get that. I know. I'm a Cancer, and Cancers are all about the past and mendings and memories and all that. And for like half of my life, like I always did memories and keepsakes, and it was always so important to me to have that, that I felt to show my kids and all that. But no, I've been learning to retrain, because part of that going back to the past was this 3D matrix and concept that you have to go back to the past to go forward. And that's not what it's about. You're supposed to be focusing and living in the present moment. And in the present moment, you're enjoying life, but you're also creating your reality. So you're starting to plan your future. So instead of going, past to future that we've been doing, and a lot of us are just missing what's right in front of us in the present moment. You're supposed to be going from present moment to future and letting the past go. The past was already done. You don't get to bring the past back. You don't. And all those experiences that you went through, they're done. You're not the same person. Like, that's what everybody doesn't understand. And that's also allows you to let people go. We are all learning. We all have these lessons. Earth is really school here. We have all these lessons. When you it's like a lessons in a book, right? When you learn one lesson, you go to the next lesson, right? And you get taught something, you get put in an environment, you adapt, you have more quizzes and tests, and if you do good, you get rewards. If you don't, you get situations that are then going to teach you. right? It's like when you fail the quiz or the test, all right, I need to do this again. I need to study harder, whatever it may be. But you don't hold on to all of that like, oh my God, I'm never going to get ahead because I failed that test. No, you need to learn to pretend that's life. And it's like as you go in these new lessons, you grow, you change, you evolve. Like you are not the same person that you were even a month ago or a year ago or whatever. So it's not fair to hold on to how somebody was because you don't know the position that that person was in as well, right? A lot of times people make these terrible decisions out of whatever's going on inside. Like a lot of us, right, get broken when we're a child, right? And a lot of it's because this 3D matrix. Like it's not fair to have to be separated from your family where your parents have to be away from you and go work and, then the children get raised by somebody else or put in schools, and you guys are just, you're distanced from each other so much, especially with the way the schools are. And then, it's like the kids are gone all day, right? They get home and then they, want to eat a little bit. They want to play with their friends, watch a little bit of TV, bath, then dinner, and it's like bedtime. And it's like, so all week, like you've only got to interact with your kid for like an hour or two, right? If we're lucky, because they run off to electronics to their friends or whatever. You see what I mean? So our reality, our 3D world has actually been distancing ourselves more and more and more. And then as children go, they start to think like, gosh, my parents didn't spend a lot of time with me, or the restrictions of money making it where you couldn't take your child to Disneyland or whatever. So then the child's like, gosh, I didn't get any family trips. Like my mom might not love me or whatever. She never took me to a theme park, things like that. Because we start to relate it to money, or if you don't have a lot of money around your child's birthday and you can't go all out and get them all of these gifts, they feel as though you don't love them because you couldn't, show your love in the form of the material. Like it's just all wrong. So what I'm getting at is a lot of times children grow up with these wounds, right? We have these inner child wounds, a lot of us adults, and it's not even because our parents didn't love us. It's just because of the world, the reality, what we've seen. Because we were so focused on the 3D and then not having enough time, especially, single moms that, have to work multiple jobs, have multiple children, and then that mom's really stressed out, having to work all the time, doesn't ever feel like they have time for themselves. So, always having things going on, they get more and more like, it's harder to give your time when you don't have time for yourself, and children don't understand that, right? So what I'm getting at is a lot of these wounds that we have inside are created through our reality, not even our family. So a lot of us have these wounds, right? And having these wounds affect how we let love in, how we see love, because we constantly project what's within. So if we feel unlovable within, if we feel as though, we didn't get respected, we didn't get loved, and you have that and you haven't healed that, now you start your life, you go into relationships. Then you have this mindset, well, I'm going to go find love. I'm going to find the love that's going to treat me right. You don't go looking for love. If you go looking for love, you look for lessons, because you're also still in this broken energy, because this wound that you're holding on to. So now you're going to attract the same type of energy, right? You're going to find people are going to be treating you the same way. You're going to find other people that are matching that energetically, wound. And then you guys are going to be projecting on each other, which means you're going to see, all you're going to be able to see is what you feel inside. So this person could be over here showing you all of this love, the love that they really want and desire, but you're not going to see it because you're only seeing what you're projecting. So see, a lot of these wounds, right, in fact, happen, and it's not even really the person. You're just seeing what you feel inside. These lessons have to be learned. They have to be faced, right? So a lot of times, like I said, these people that come into your lives are meant to, for that vibrational frequency. And you guys are supposed to heal each other. And the way it's so intricate, and Source has created it as, you then have like karmic relationships. We really have like these soul ties, right? They're like energetically cords. You can't see where they tie people together. And different vibrational frequencies of your life, these people come in. And they're supposed to, you guys are supposed to be like catalysts for each other. You both are supposed to heal wounds for each other. And then as you do, you get to separate, and you get to send, and you get to go up. But like I said, if one person hasn't learned, they're gonna keep being pulled on your energy and stuff until they do. But see, once these lessons are learned, you have to let go. because you have to keep going, because it's not about having just one love for somebody. It's about realizing that we are all interconnected, right? And that you have multiple different contracts and lessons that you have to learn. So you have to let go of people and you have to keep learning, right? And I don't believe this love at first sight, or okay, I should say that. I don't believe that like your first lover is your forever lover. I don't, because this is, I mean, you may meet them, but then if there's problems, you need to separate and you need to go down your spiritual journey and pass so you can come back together. This is too much, because even me knowing that I'm a chosen one and I came down here with the mission, you know, that I've already been in the heavens, right? I'm down here. I came back to help with the upliftment of humanity, to restore peace and balance and love. So it's like, what I'm getting at is people may think, oh, well, if we've already been in the heavens, then isn't it you come down here and you have a golden life and everything, you know, and you can just show love and all that. No, it doesn't work that way. Because we have to heal from the inside out, like I said. And us angels that come down here, we're like warriors, okay? Like I said, send me into the battlegrounds. I said, literally, send me into these broken families. I want broken families within me. I want broken families, you know, that I'm healing. That's why I've had, my daughter's like, Mom, you've had 5 boys? Yeah, honey. Okay. It's not about that. She doesn't understand that some of the situations are karma that I'm clearing out from my past. So some of them are my past lovers. And then some of them that came in were just very broken souls that, and it's not their fault. They have these wounds from their families, right? And I was trying to heal them and heal their families. So if they really, you know, they don't realize that I was doing a lot of trying to heal their families, trying to get them. And a lot of them, they weren't seeing it because they were in this energy of projecting. And that's why a lot of them are guided to my channel and watching me and have never been able to let me go, because it wasn't meant for me to heal them then. It was meant for me to heal them now. Okay? So, yeah, but see, they have to learn that if they want the karma to, in fact, stop, if you want things to stop going wrong for you, like if you're having trouble creating money and manifesting money, because money is energy. So if you're not in a financial status of your life where you have more than enough money for yourself and you are happy and comfortable, then it's because you have some sort of wound blocking it. You're in some sort of lack mentality that is keeping it down. And see, love and money, they go hand in hand, because if you don't love yourself and you don't project love, then money can't, a big flow of money and more than enough money can't match that. So if you're like in lack, so is money. You have, when you raise yourself up, so does the level of money, opportunities, experiences, and all of that. So a lot of people are just stuck. That's why they live within their means. The money that they receive, they spend, you know, because it's really energetically, it's what you attract. It's what you allow. And especially once you're in this lack mentality, or you feel as though you don't have much. And it's easy to do that. A bill comes in that you can't pay, and then you worry, and then you're constantly thinking like, oh, am I going to have enough money? Like, I've got to be careful. I can't buy this. I can't do this because I have a bill to pay, you know? So these opportunities, experiences can't come to you because you're in that mindset. That's what I mean. Our mind of there's so much wrong with what they have taught us in this 3D world. They keep us limited to be living in fear and worry and to not, because I think it wouldn't work, would it? If we knew you have to be up here and be of high vibration, you can attract all the money that you want, would it work? No, it wouldn't. So there goes their whole damn plan. So like I said, us that came here to save this world, change this world, knew right away that this 3D matrix was flawed. And also, we've also been very against the matrix. So a lot of us may be weird, and a lot of you have people that come at you like, gosh, well, she's just a rule breaker and so defiant, doesn't listen, or, you know, she just like won't get a job and work and all of that stuff. But why does she have everything come to her? Because really, it's not about money and working. It's not. It's about your energetic frequency. It is about, you are meant to manifest whatever you desire, whatever you need and desire in this world. Money was never a thing. Money was simply to control us, right? So that's why I have acquired a lot of haters, because they're like, how does she get to be a stay-at-home mom with 4 kids and she's, you know, driving around in a Denali, she, you know, all this stuff, you know, and they just don't understand why I've always had things provided for me, given to me, and they think that, oh, I'm lucky, or I'm doing spell work or whatever. Ooh, I see you. Hi, princess. But see, they don't realize it's not about that. It's not even that, I'm chosen so everything comes my way. No, I bet you I've had more challenging and more situations that have happened in my life than you have that could have very much put me down on the ground where I had nothing, but because I knew that I did not give up. I've kept my faith in divine source, God, creator. Also, you're a co-creator. So even though I've had these things break me open, these things destroy me, these things, I didn't give up like a lot of us may have done, because I have that power that inside, that I knew that it's not the situations, it's not the people, it's this world, it's this 3D matrix, and that's what's coming down. So that's kept me wanting to be a fighter, right? So what I'm getting at is you need to realize, in fact, that it's not these people. It's not your exes. Somebody doesn't do something to you and then it damage you. It's you doing it. You have control over your own mind and soul. Nobody can ever take your soul from you, right? Your mind is how you program it. The government, the world has programmed it a certain way to fit into this 3D world. You basically have to retrain your mind. You have to know that your thoughts are what come to your reality. So if you want to get stuck in your cell phone, what is it called? Cell phone. That keeps you trapped. It steals your time. It steals your life force. It stops you from creating. It disconnects you from divine and source, by the way, with all the AMF, right? That's why you need to put down that phone and go outside. I tell you right now, you want to change your life for the better? Start putting your phone down and go outside. Just do that. Watch your life start to change. You know why? Because once you do that, you're going to start disconnecting from this 3D world. You're going to start getting some fresh air. You're going to start getting the sun and vitamins. Your health is going to improve, your vitality, your energy level. Your brain is going to be able to start relaxing. So you're going to be able to start to see things differently. You're going to be able to start to learn, why am I holding on to this anymore? It does nothing for me. It's just because my mind's been so focused on thinking about it. Well, let me let that go. Gosh, it feels so much better to not have that same mindset bothering me and aggravating me every day, because why was I holding on to it? Gosh, sometimes we do these things, we don't even realize it because our brains have been so trained. And don't get me started on social media, right? Because then it's like, that just makes you want to constantly look at your past, right? And look at your exes and look at these things, or see these things, or see fear and see negativeness and bring you down. Like, gosh, like the news. Fear keeps you trapped. Negativeness keeps you trapped. Worry, because worry can overtake your mind, right? When you're worrying about something, isn't that like your main thought? How can you create when you're in worry or fear? It's not supposed to be like that. If you worry about something and you fear about something, what did I tell you about your mind creates reality? You're going to bring that to you. Don't do that. If you can't pay a bill, don't worry about it. Yeah, I just said that. Don't worry about it, because this is what you do instead. You go outside. You relax. You tell yourself, I'm going to take care of this, because thoughts create your reality. I'm going to take care of this bill. I will find a way or something, so it will come to me. This bill is going to be paid. And then you start talking to divine source. Remember, you're a co-creator. So then you start saying, divine source, angels, God, whoever you want to pray to or talk to. Praying doesn't, see, to me, praying is like you're making a wish upon talking to something that is off at the distance, that is away from you. God's source to creator is already within you. You are creating with God. So you need to start telling yourself and God that you need this bill paid. So then you start saying, God, I need it, and this bill needs to be paid. Show me how I'm going to pay this bill. Show me an opportunity or a way for me to be able to take care of this bill. I trust you, God. Thank you. Please guide me. Now let it go. Because then you got to let God co-create it. And then before you know it, all of a sudden you may get an opportunity. Maybe an email comes in of something that is not like an organization that's giving something away, or maybe a friend, offers you some money like here, or some sort of money may come in that's owed to you, or some opportunity or experience, or then maybe you get this thought, call the power company, see if I can do a deferred payment or a payment arrangement. And even though maybe you've thought, well, I've already done that before, well, now that with all of the things going on in the world, a lot of these companies are more lenient. Like, I got to do that. Like, I'm not even kidding. I had such a huge power bill. I didn't know what I was going to do. And I called the power company just to get a little bit more time. And they were like, oh, would you like us to just separate this over your next 6 months? And I was just like, what? You could do that? Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. It's the little things like that. Because I was telling myself, like, God, I need help paying this, and, I trust that we'll find a way, and things like that. So, there, you gotta realize that the universe is made to manifest miracles, right? And that you are, in fact, trapping yourself and keeping yourself stuck in these situations. And if you keep holding on to an ex or something, you need to now look at, why are you holding on to them? What's the real reason? Did they hurt you in some way? Is it you need to forgive them? And it doesn't mean that you need to forgive them and be friends. You're forgiving them for you, so you can let go of that wound. And you need to accept the fact that when they did hurt you, they were in fact hurt. And they're not the same person that they are now. So holding that against them now is not fair. If you've seen them move on and ascend, it's because they learned their part of the lesson. They learned their part of the karmic tie. You didn't. So the fact that you're having resentment towards them, anger towards them, you're the one that hasn't learned the lesson. So you might have, in fact, attracted more relationships just like them and could have gotten more and more hurt. And maybe that's why you're holding on to them. You think it's their fault. It's never anybody's fault other than your own. It really is. Because even if you are going through a karmic situation, it has to do with something you did in the past, or it's something you're creating in this lifetime. Because if you're in that lack mentality, if you're in that fear mentality, that's all you're going to be able to attract. So you have to be learning to work with Source. We're supposed to be working with Source, Divine Spirit. We're supposed to be working with our ancestors, with Spirit, and they've taught us to completely disconnect from them. It's only us spiritualists, the ones that are in spirituality. That's because we knew. We knew. Because I was in spirit. I know the interworkings. I know how it really works. I know the control down here. I came down here to break it up. So, anyway, because I know that I've been putting more and more of my story out there. And I know that my exes have been watching me, have been getting upset because they don't understand. I very much know that you do. And I don't ever put the stuff out there to hurt you. I put the stuff out there for you guys to understand why things in fact happen. So when I talk about situations that I've attracted in my life, a lot of it is because it came down to breaking up those, I was trying to heal you, I was trying to save you, I was trying to, heal it of some sort, right? Because there's been a lot of darkness and a lot of entities, demons get attached to the soul, right? And, I do not believe for a minute that just because there's a soul or a demon attached to a soul that person's doomed. Because no, in God's eyes, you're here. And you have the choice of good or evil, light or dark. What you don't realize is that you're getting caught up in this dark. You're comfortable being in low vibrational energy. So you're comfortable in being in argumentative, self-doubt, self-worry, self-pity. It's not your fault. It's because when you were growing up, you didn't have somebody there embracing your creativity, embracing your dreams, loving you the way that you desired to be loved. And it wasn't even like your family's fault. It was this 3D world's fault, this matrix, the hierarchy, the control, right? So you have to forgive, if you feel as though the wound that you could be holding on to, a lot of us, it's through our parents. That's why to truly open up to love, you have to forgive your parents. A lot of times your parents are in fact hurt and broken. And then there's the curses, right? Family curses. I've been breaking up family curses within my bloodlines, right? So I had a lot of curses and spells. Like, I was cursed upon when I was inside my mother. Like, my mother was, pregnant with me. So I was cursed upon her. And then the curse went upon me, and then it went upon my children in a way. Right? So it's like working a lot to break up these curses. And some of these were poverty curses. Some of them were struggling in love and life and things like that. But see, you have the power to control your fate, your destiny, your life. We're all meant to have these beautiful, amazing lives, right? But we have to come out of the matrix. That's why really when you start to realize that the ultimate life is about love, and it's more than money, like, to me living my best life would be love and light and in peace and happiness, and get to be in this bliss and happiness and love every day, and I wouldn't care if I had, a small house or a big, like, that wouldn't matter to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was told that I could have peace and harmony and love, but I'd be in a small house, or I could have a mansion and all of this, but I would still have all of the, every day I'd have to choose whether or not I'd have happiness. I'd still have all this love. I wouldn't pick that. And really all of these material things and money just kind of block us. They create stagnant energy. They create strife. They create envy, right? Because then you envy, you long for something if somebody else has it. Then you get jealous and envy, and that's all devil energy. You're not ever supposed to have that. You need to know you're able to have it too. If God is showing you somebody has something that you want, be happy for them. And know that God's showing you because you can have it too. Now manifest it. But you can't manifest when you're in a low vibrational energy. That's why times that I've been of low vibrational energy, I don't manifest what I want. But once I remember, come out of this crystal, love and light, be thankful. And those are times that I say, God, even though like I'm losing everything, thank you so much for me having this life, this opportunity. Thank you so much for me having my children, for us having food and power and water and those little things. And that starts to raise you back up again. That's when you're being grateful and thankful. And a lot of us forget to do that because we get so focused because of worry and fear that we forget to be of love and light, right? So you need to start being of love and light, and you need to know you have the power to release dark energies. You have the power to release demons and things like that attached to you. It was very beautiful. Like, I'd went to a shop yesterday and I was getting some things, right? Because I know I got to sage my space, and I went and got some other metaphysical things to get rid of the negative energy. And a beautiful man there, I'd seen that I was looking into all the different, like, I wanted like the strongest sage, and I wanted all this stuff because I'm like, I got to get all this demons, this devil, and all this darkness out of my space. And he'd said to me, he goes, those are very beautiful tools. Mind you, this is his store, right? And he's like, so, these are all beautiful, all the things that you're buying, and cleanse your home and all that. But I wanted you to know that just to clear the space and the energy of your home and to change the vibration, it's about sound. And I've always known sound healing, yes, very much. He goes, you can literally just go get 2 pans and walk around your house making a bunch of noise, and that's going to get all the negative energy out. And I was like, that makes sense, because yes, I very much have a singing bowl and all of that, and I know that creates the energy, separates the negativity and all of that. But I thought that was so beautiful, and I thought, he gave me that piece of information. I need to share that. So yes, you can very much, go get sage and things like that to clear your space. But it all is a mindset too. And like, if you have a mindset that you have a curse against you, then you do. Don't say that. When you give things power, you are allowing them. What you say is very, very powerful. If you talk bad about another, you now are going to have something multiplied come back to you and whatever intention you are putting towards that. We're not supposed to be talking of low vibration. Whatever you speak, whatever you hear, what you see, you are showing the environment that in the universe and the world that's what you want. See, so if you surround yourself by watching a lot of violence and watching the news, you're telling your brain, you're creating that you want more of that. If you're listening to a lot of gossiping and low vibrational energy, you're going to attract more low vibrational energy. Okay? If you're saying low vibration things, if you're talking about others, you're going to be bringing that back to you. That's why, like I say, those curse words are low vibrational words. You call in demons and devils when you use those words. So stop cursing and swearing, guys. I don't even like to say low vibrational words because I feel the energy shift change. So I don't. There's certain words I just don't like. I tell my kids, like, don't use that word. Like, they even look at me, like, it's funny. Like, they'll tell their friends even when they're over, like, my mom doesn't let us say things like nasty and disgusting. And they look at them like, what? Because I'm serious. Like, we do not use low vibrational words like that because of the energy. And we don't talk down and like, we do not tell each other shut up or be quiet. Things like that. You know? So be mindful, because if you're watching a lot of violent and are you overstimulating your mind? Because a lot of times you get depressed and you get negative because you there's so much going on in your mind. With having the internet, there's another one, net, guys, keeping you trapped. They're taking your life force, the amount of time you give them. They emit AMF stuff, which is proven to bring depression and all sorts of other things, which I can't get into because I want this video to upload or stay. But and also the Wi-Fi towers. Like, guys, we know how much the signals are. We've put in these huge towers right inside our homes. The amount of the frequency coming off of them is so powerful, even though they may be little as can be. So you need to get things to clear that energy out of your home. Salt lamps, selenite lamps. You can get certain crystals that block out the AMF, all right? Breaking up the sounds, like I was telling you. A lot of you can just go around clapping, too, if you don't want to piss off your neighbors or whatever. You know, open up the door when you do this. Let fresh air in. Let light in. Light purifies. Open those curtains. Stop wearing so much black. Black's a form of protection. Start wearing different colors. Start going outside. But our minds process more than they were supposed to. It's way too quick. Because think how much electronics we absorb, right? TV, cell phone, computer. Don't even get me started on all of the appliances that we use, like in the kitchen to cook, and the microwave going, and just, there's so much always going on. You got to get outside and calm down. Or when you have a lot of kids and just, I have 4. I have 4 kids. And I have my mother living with me because I've been trying to help and heal her. And it's a lot. Like, I stay up all throughout the night just so I have time with myself. Because if I didn't, I wouldn't be able to calm myself down. Right? So you need to power down your routers and your Wi-Fi when you're not using them. You need to get breaks. You need to go outside. If you're one that carries your phone with you always, if you're always looking for answers inside stuff, you need to access it from within, not from here, from here. Getting outdoor, fresh air, calming your mind down. That's what meditating is so important. And people think meditate, oh, I have to go sit down and make the pose. And no, that's quieting your mind down is all it is. Taking in some deep breaths, because then you're releasing. You're letting out anxiety, frustration, negative ions. And when you take deep breaths in, that immediately calls in your angels, spirit, divine. They know you need them. That's why if you've ever been told, like when you're really scared, or you start to feel as though you're getting a panic attack, or you start to feel as though you're about to freak out, take a deep breath. Because then you're letting go of that frustration. And then Source is like, oh my gosh, we're needed right now. She's taking a deep breath. She's about to. So then when you do that, Source comes in. And they can help you take care of that anxiety, that fear, that negativeness, that sadness. And they can give you love and light. And they can help you see through your situation. So remember to breathe. And I tell my kids sometimes, they're really upset. I'm like, go outside. Go calm down outside. I don't care. Go outside for a couple minutes. They go outside too, and then you get in the light. So if you did attract some sort of demon or something that was in your house, you can now go out there and calm down for a minute, come back in, or go take a shower. Water is very cleansing too, right? Wow. So yeah, it's really mindset. You really have power and control over your own life, over your own soul. So like I said, if you guys want to see your life change dramatically, start going outside. Start going outside. Start taking breaks from electronics. Take those times just to go breathe, right? When you go outside and you just start breathing, now think about a situation, or just quiet your mind for a few minutes and see then what you start to think about, because then you start to hear your angels and your ancestors and divine and source, because a lot of times, you know, they'll talk to you through your own thoughts if you don't have the abilities to hear them. But as you start paying attention to how positive and things can change in your life, you start to listen more and more, and then they find ways to communicate with you and give you more messages, and it's very beautiful. So yeah, you guys need to accept that. Stop holding on to things. Stop fighting to make things work, because things very much, it's all in divine timing. When you're longing for something or you're wanting something so much, you're pushing it away because it's not supposed to be obsessive. You're supposed to be able to go with the flow, because you are a co-creator. You're not the only creator, right? You have to work with divine source, spirit, your universe to bring that into existence. All in divine timing. If you don't have something yet and you're wanting something, that should be a sign for you that if you be good and you know that you deserve it and it's going to come when it's time for you to have it, and you release it and you let go of the wanting, then it comes to you. When you start to see those things, and then you start to be grateful and thankful too. Yeah, if you really want something, go around, start being grateful and thankful and watch it come. Be of love and light whenever you can. That's what it's about. Stop talking about people. Just stop. If you're talking bad about somebody, you're just bringing something bad to come your way. If you have some sort of anger or hurt or whatever, let it go. And even if you forgive the person or not, do it for you. Okay? A lot of times people do these things when they're broken. Even when people straight up betray and cheat. And like that was a big one for me. You know? Accepting that betrayal and cheating, a lot of times it's done out of fear. A lot of times people will go sabotage something or go cheat or do something so they don't get hurt. So it's really fear. And it's unfortunate because, you know, it's like you could have the greatest thing in front of you. It could be the right person, wrong timing though. And sometimes things can be done so much that can be like, I'm not going to say unforgivable because it's about forgiving here. It's really what it is. Whether you have another chance or not. I'm always in the process of you keep these lessons and then you keep ascending and evolving, right? So unless, you both can heal from this and you both can evolve and ascend together. But like I said, a lot of times these things, it's like one learns than the other, so I'm not going to say, just be careful, because a lot of times when things come back from the past, you're pulled that way for a reason, because there's something that needs to be cleared out, learned, there's some sort of imbalance. So it's up to you. Sometimes if there's like stuff that's left unsaid, if it's on somebody's mind heavily, like, gosh, I really wish I got to say this to them. I really need to apologize. I really need to. And they keep thinking about it. Source is going to bring that person for you to be able to get that, for it to be able to close it out and to keep ascending, right? Or it's going to be holding you back. So be mindful. Sometimes, you have exes come back because, they haven't been able to let you go because of wounds and traumas, right? It doesn't mean that, because they came back and you guys started talking and you feel that connection and it's familiar, so you get back together. Like, no, it's not about that. Okay? All right, guys. So I hope this reading helped you. Definitely, please share it. It's going to help a lot of people. So you're sending love and light by healing it, right? So remember, you want something, know that you already deserve to have it. Start being grateful and thankful for everything. Take life as, they're working for you, not against you. Take all of the things that happen to you out of lessons, right? And it's just like something bad happens. Sometimes you're like, well, I'm not going to do that again. Okay. I even say, thank you, Source. I got that lesson. I'm not going to do that again. And you move forward. And practice focusing on your present moment. Live in the now, okay? Yes, plan your dreams. Dream, manifest, think about what you want, but don't get so focused on planning your future so much that you forget to live in the present moment, okay? All right. Love and light to you all. Bye.